Vision. My statement is you're either pulled by your vision or pushed by your thinking. I'd rather be pulled by vision. So I turn around several companies, and the first thing I always look for is what's the vision. There are two things I have to do simultaneously with a company. Create a vision and create trust. Both, same time, simultaneously. Because the vision is what guides you to the future. And, you know, you say, what is vision? One is, it's a guiding philosophy. Now, this comes from a guy named Jim Collins and Jerry Porras. And Jim Collins wrote Good to Great. And the reason I'm presenting it this way is they've written the most thorough paper on this subject that I've ever come across. And so a lot of people mix up, in my opinion, if I look at them as having set the standard, vision, mission, and purpose are all kind of, you know, kind of amorphous terms. What they've done is they've fully distinguished these terms in a way that really works for me, and has always worked. One is they say, hey, there's a guiding philosophy. And I'll give you an example. I'll use the space program as the example. There's a guiding philosophy to any company, and it's constituted within the framework of a purpose, a reason for being. Why are you there? Why is anybody should even listen to you? Why should they even invest in you? What are you going to do for the world? Right? And core values and beliefs. Who are you as a person? When push comes to shove, what can I trust about you? That comes out of your core values and beliefs. Okay? So NASA had a purpose of exploring space for the benefit of mankind. Purposes don't change year to year. The only time you repurpose your company is when something significant changes and you have your old reason for being no longer exists. I'm old enough to remember Sister Kenny and polio, and when Salk developed the polio vaccine, they had to repurpose the organization because they were totally purposed on dealing with polio. They repurposed. But that took a long time before that happened. So NASA's purpose is the exploration of space for the benefit of mankind. Now, you can argue that's a very broad purpose. And it is, and it should be very broad, but it's also sets the boundaries. You don't see NASA in the ocean. You don't see NASA drilling for oil wells. I mean, you don't see NASA doing geological work, unless it's for the space program, right? And the core values, one of their core values was and is safety. Assured safety, guaranteed. There are many stories about things were done differently for the sake of safety delays. And then there were two shots that now have been demonstrated where the value of safety was overridden by some other value, like expediency or pressure, whatever you want to call it, and it had disastrous results. So when you violate your core values sometimes, you know, your guiding principles, you know, be prepared to have unexpected consequences. Now, the second thing then is the tangible image. Mission. A mission has a beginning and an end. A mission has a beginning and an end. NASA didn't exist before the space program. By the way, how do you think the space program came into existence?
We got Werner von Braun from the Germans.
That's how we maybe executed it. But what? Yeah, that set something up. That set a movie up. The space program actually came out of Kennedy's mouth. The power of declaration. The power of declaration. So NASA was then formed, and its first and only mission was the moon program. The man on the moon, back safely to the back. Very clear mission. Vivid description. I'm not sure what that would have been, but I would imagine, I mean, with the Russians doing what they did, embarrassing the United States, you know, the biggest power in Europe, from the United States perspective, right? And that the vivid description would be that we would be preeminent in space, that we would lead from that point forward, space. We would be the go-to people for space, right? We'd always be the leaders, right? So some vivid description. It wasn't just getting the man on the moon. What did the man on the moon program open up for us when we've done it? What are we going to look like? What are we going to actually look like as a picture, as a vivid picture? Okay? Now, if you look at vision then, this is vision. It is those four elements fully articulated. Some missions of a company are to double revenues every 2 years. I've seen that. Is that a very exciting mission? No. So I would say if you do the right, if you have a different mission and did the right things, you'll double revenue. Revenue is like a scorecard, right? So I'm saying, if you want an exciting organization where people are enrolled, you want to get them in the right kind of mindset, give them a mission that's compelling, has an end to it, give them a vivid description of how it's going to look like and how the company's going to be when we're there. And then as you get closer to that mission, finishing, invent the next mission. See, NASA didn't have a mission after the moon program, and they went into a doldrum. Now you'll see mission upon mission upon mission. Purpose hasn't changed, or values may have been enhanced, or more taken seriously like safety, and they still go on, with mission after mission after mission. That's what a vision is. Okay? I say a vision is those 4 elements.